Alright, hey guys, what's going on? It's the Wrestling King 619 here, back at you with another video. Now, this video, I'm going to be talking about what happened on Raw and what happened on SmackDown this past week. Raw started with Jey Uso in the ring talking about how he is going to win the Money in the Bank match. But then Chad Gable interrupted him. He said, "Yeet isn't even a real word, but miracle is. Look it up in the dictionary and you'll find a picture of me right next to it. I survived an attack on the Wyatt Six. I overcame my family leaving me, and I qualify in the Money in the Bank match where I can call myself Master in the Bank." He said, "I'm not scared, but Uso, you should be. See, my family left me high and dry, but see, you abandoned yours." Uso said, "Yeah, man, your family did what I did, and got away from a manipulative scumbag like you." Gable threw the first punch, but when it was all said and done, Uso beat him up. He got out of the ring, but then the Wyatts came out, but didn't beat him up or anything. Gable is scared and escaped from the crowd, and Sister Abigail, aka Nikki Cross, gave Michael Cole a VHS tape, just like last week. Now it's the opening contest, Karrion Kross versus Xavier Woods, with the rest of Final Testament and Kofi at ringside. Before the match, Cross was backstage and told Woods, "Do you want to be the Shawn Michaels or the Mario Jannetty of the New Day?" Outside the ring, Woods got planted spine first on the ring post, and Cross was trash-talking Woods, but with a roll-up pin, Woods won the match. After the match, AOP were beating up Woods, while Cross was beating up Kofi. Now we go backstage to Priest asking Dominic if he talked to Rhea lately, and he said, "Yeah, and we're all good." But Priest said, "Well, I just talked to her, and she's pissed." Dominic said, "This whole thing between Liv Morgan and us isn't even my fault." They walked into their clubhouse to find Liv with the rest of Judgment Day, playing 2K24, but she left to go get ready for her match against Zelina. Balor told Priest that she's helped us bring back the titles to Judgment Day, so the real issue is you. And you said last week that we need you more than you need us. Priest said, "I didn't say anything that was wrong. Yeah, when Rhea was champion, we needed her more than she needed us. And now it's my turn." And Balor said, "Since you've won the title, you've changed. Now it's back to the ring with Liv Morgan versus Zelina Vega for the title." And during the match, Dominic came out, and just like last week, he said to Zelina that he wants anyone to be champion except Liv. Zelina said last week that she doesn't want his help, but then this past week, Ray came out and they have a match later, father versus son. Liv did the Three Amigos and the Prism Lock that Ripley does, but she got out of it. Zelina did a top rope moonsault and pinned Liv, but she kicked out. Vega tried doing the Code Red, but Liv reversed it with a backwards pile driver of some sort and pinned her, but Vega kicked out. Vega did the Code Red or Sunset Flip Powerbomb off from the top rope, but couldn't capitalize because Liv rolled out of the ring. Zelina did the 619 and a Tornado DDT and pinned her, but Liv kicked out. Shades of what happened at King and Queen of the Ring, and Dominic slid in a chair to Vega and told her to use it, which she did, but on him. And with the distraction, with the Oblivion, Liv Morgan retained her title. Now, Kathy Kelly came out and interviewed her about the match, and she said, "Tonight and going forward, I dedicate all my matches to Daddy Dom." Now, Seth Rollins is talking in the ring, right? But I totally forgot to, rewind it, because I knew it was gonna, because the segment was gonna take, a long time, and, I would have to write down, a whole bunch of stuff, but I would rewind and just go back to it, but I totally forgot. So, yeah, I don't know what happened between Seth Rollins on Monday night. But then we go, last women's qualifying Money in the Bank match, Dakota Kai versus Ivy Nile versus Zoe Stark. Dakota gave Stark some kind of sunset flip backstabber called the chiropractor and pinned her, but Ivy broke it up. Then Kyrie came out, but got beaten up by Abba, Fire, and Isla Dawn, and Zoe gave Dakota the C360 to qualify for the Money in the Bank. Then we go backstage to catering with Alpha Academy, and Gable said to Otis, yeah, he goes, "I know you hate me," but Otis said, "Gable, I don't hate you. We're just not going to help you with the Wyatt Six. This is your problem, not ours." Gable said, "Who knows who they're going to be targeting next? It could be anyone of the Alpha Academy, but if it is, just know that I'll have your back." Now it's Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio, and no LWO nor Judgment Day are at ringside. Not even Liv. During the match, though, Liv Morgan did come out, and with the distraction, Dominic gave Ray a single-leg Boston Crab, but Ray made it to the ropes to break it up. Dominic attempted the Three Amigos, but only got two, and put him for the 619 position. But Liv pulled Dominic out of harm's way, and Ray kicked him, and Dominic fell on top of Liv in like a sex position. But Zelina came out, and they were beating each other up. Dominic gave Ray a 619 and was on the ropes looking for the frog splash, but Zelina and Liv were on the apron fighting, and Liv accidentally pulled the ropes and made Dominic hurt his balls. Ray gave him a 619 and the splash and won the match. Now it's Sami Zayn in the ring talking about how he is putting the title on the line against Breakker at Money in the Bank. Sami said, "It seems like everyone is thinking that Breakker is going to run right through me. He's an athletic freak. He's strong and fast as hell, and every week he's been beating people up left and right. But I'm going to retain my title at Money in the Bank." And then Breakker came out and said, "You gave me an opportunity for the title, so one of two things. Either you've got guts, or you have no idea what you're doing." Sami Zayn said, "There's been so many guys who said they're going to beat me down, and it's happened so many times, but every single time I've got back up. And the proof is the title, and I want you to try to take it from me." And he said, "Maybe you're not smart or good enough as you thought you were." And Breakker gave him a spear and tried to spear him again outside the ring, but he leapfrogged over him right into the steps. They were beating each other up, and Sami tried to haluva kick him, but he intercepted it with another spear. Then we go backstage to Kathy Kelly interviewing Damage Control that only Io is in the Money in the Bank match for their team, and will this impact Io in the match? And Dakota said no. Then they were verbally fighting, but then Kaden and Katana, along with Lyra, beat up Damage Control. And next week they will have a 6-woman tag match. Now it's the main event, the last qualifying match for the men's Money in the Bank. McIntyre versus Dragunov versus Sheamus. And I love that Sheamus got the old theme song back. Written in my face. McIntyre was outside the ring, and Sheamus was on the other side of the barricade in the crowd, and gave him the 10 beats of the Bowdler, and it's a no count-out or DQ due to triple threat rules. Dragunov did the H-bomb to Sheamus outside the ring, and then did a top rope senton to McIntyre and gave him an H-bomb as well, and pinned McIntyre, but he kicked out. Dragunov was looking for the Torpedo Moscow, but McIntyre met him with the Glasgow Kiss. He was about to do the Claymore, but Dragunov met him with the Torpedo Moscow, but couldn't capitalize because McIntyre rolled out of the ring. Dragunov went coast to coast on Sheamus, but met him with a bro kick and pinned him, but Dragunov kicked out. Sheamus gave him another bro kick and pinned him, but McIntyre broke it up. But with the Claymore, McIntyre secures his spot in the Money in the Bank match. Now on SmackDown. SmackDown started in the ring with 6 men that are going to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match. They all said how they were going to win and cash in, and a brawl ensued. And you know, I don't think that was really like worth mentioning. Like pretty much, like it was just like saying like how they're like going to win and stuff and like cash in. Then we go backstage, and Jackie Redmond is interviewing Bayley that she won Money in the Bank back in 2019 and cashed in to become women's champion. So what does it take to have that happen? And Bayley said, "It's one of the most rewarding matches, but you've got to be smart, and it's all about time when you cash it in." Chelsea interrupted her and said that you wouldn't even be champion if it wasn't for me being ejected from ringside at Clash of the Castle. It would have been Piper. But just know that when I win the briefcase, I'm cashing in on you. And then Piper attacked her from behind. Now it's the Street Profits versus Pretty Deadly, with BFAB at ringside. Montez did a whole bunch of stuff to Elton and did a standing moonsault and pinned him, but Elton kicked out. Dawkins did a swanton bomb to Kit and pinned him, but Elton broke it up. Dawkins gave Kit a sit-down powerbomb and Montez with the frog splash and won the match. Now we go backstage to A-Town Down Under, and they have to put their titles on the line against DIY later, which was last night. Waller said, "Don't let Gargano get in your head, man. And you've accomplished a lot of things your own way. And you've been 2-time U.S. champ and a Money in the Bank winner. You've beat Cena at Mania last year, and this past Mania, we won the tag titles. Now it's Cargill and Belair versus Candice and Indy. Candice tried to give Belair a hurricanrana, but she flipped her over her head onto Indy and gave Candice a standing moonsault and pinned her, but she kicked out. Cargill gave Candice the Jaded, and Belair gave Indy the KOD, and they won the match. Kathy Kelly interviewed them, and they are coming back for the titles. Then Cody, Randy, and Owens came out to the ring, and Rhodes said, "We've heard enough of the bloodline." Owens said, "Monday, I got a call from my dad that my mom, I got rushed to the hospital, and these past couple of days, I have been in Quebec at her bedside. Now, my family is not going to be here for Money in the Bank because Money in the Bank is in Toronto, which is also in Canada. Like really little, like probably like an hour or two from like Quebec or whatever. But since I was 11 years old, I had this wrestling dream, and my mother would be pissed if I missed a show because of her. But win, lose, or draw, I'm going to do what my mom wants me to do and end this 4-year bloodline feud and kick their asses." Now back to in-ring competition. It's Bayley versus Piper with Naomi and Chelsea at ringside. Bayley gave her a running senton and pinned her, but Bayley kicked out. During the match, the other 4 women in the Money in the Bank came out. Lyra, Zoe, and Io came out and were in the crowd, and Stratton came out and was on the ramp. And then all 6 of the women in the ladder match were beating each other up. But then Bayley gave Piper the rose plant and won the match. After the match, Nia beat her up, but then Michin beat her up with a kendo stick. And now it's a main event, DIY versus A-Town Down Under for the titles. Waller gave Gargano an elbow drop and pinned him, but Gargano kicked out. Gargano gave Waller a spinning Canadian Destroyer on the outside of the ring. Gargano was about to tag Ciampa in, but Waller pulled him off the apron, and Theory gave Gargano a Fisherman Buster and pinned him, but Gargano kicked out. Ciampa gave Waller the Widow's Bell and super kick from Gargano, pinned Waller, but he kicked out. Theory held Gargano back while the referee wasn't looking, and Waller was supposed to punch him, but instead punched Theory. And they gave Waller the Shatter Machine and pinned Waller, but somehow he still kicked out. DIY did the meet in the middle move, and Gargano pinned Waller, but Theory put his foot on the rope to break it up, and didn't see Theory, but saw the foot on the rope. But Gargano did the STF to Waller and Ciampa with the Sicilian stretch on Theory, and they tapped out, which means that they're now the new champions. Then we go to a segment with Bloodline, and Solo said, "I didn't want to become Tribal Chief, but I had to because Reigns couldn't get the job done at Mania. And when he lost, he just left. But I am going to bring back the title. And if Roman has a problem, he can try and take it." And that was everything that happened on Raw and SmackDown this past week. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on my next video. Peace.